Fibromyalgia is a truly awful condition. In addition to widespread pain, fatigue, and chronic sleep disturbance, people with fibromyalgia report high levels of depression, disability, loss of productivity, and low quality of life. But one of the worst things that these people have to endure is the lack of treatment options that they have available to them. See, conventional medicine has tried everything from opioids to antidepressants to anti-epileptic drugs, and none of them have produced good quality results. And all of them have very high dropout rates because of the high incidence of side effects. Well, today we're going over some brand new research and 3 simple strategies that you can do for yourself at home to take the edge off of fibromyalgia. Let's get into this. Strategy number 1 is to start your day off with full spectrum light exposure. In a study that was just published in July of 2023 in the journal Pain Medicine, researchers took 60 people with fibromyalgia and they split them up into 2 groups. Group number 1 received bright, full spectrum light exposure for 1 hour first thing in the morning every single day. Group number 2 received dim full spectrum light exposure for 1 hour first thing in the morning every single day. Now, the hypothesis going into this study was that the group receiving the bright light exposure would have much better results. And what these researchers actually found after 4 weeks was that both groups had significant reductions in their pain levels, reductions in depression, improved sleep quality, and improved physical function. So what really matters is that you're starting your day off with exposure to full spectrum light. Similar studies to this one have been published in the past, and they've used products like the Philips Energy Light, which I'll put links for in the description down below, which is a 10,000 lux, very bright natural daylight simulator. And the key here seems to be, like I said, to start your day off with it, to expose yourself for 1 hour continuously, and to position the device about 2 feet away from your face. Strategy number 2 involves a different form of light therapy that's recently been shown to produce just as good, if not better results than that full spectrum therapy in significantly less time. In a study published in February of 2023 in the journal Pain and Therapy, researchers took 42 people with fibromyalgia and they split them up into 2 groups. Group number 1 received 12 20-minute sessions of full-body red and near-infrared light therapy, and group number 2 received 12 sham treatments. What these researchers found was that after those 12 sessions, the group that was receiving the red and near-infrared light therapy had a significant reduction in the amount of pain that they experienced. They were able to engage in much more physical activity, and they had a much higher quality of life. One of the interesting things about this study was that the researchers also measured something called kinesiophobia, which is the fear of moving because of the pain that's anticipated, which is a common feature among people with fibromyalgia. These researchers found that the people that had undergone the red and near-infrared light therapy had a significant reduction in that fear, which was really cool. And another interesting thing about this study was that the researchers followed up 2 weeks after that final treatment to recheck all of those things, and they found that pain levels continued to go down. Physical activity levels continued to increase, quality of life continued to increase, and that fear, that kinesiophobia, continued to go down even after the treatment ended. The device that they were using in this particular study covered the body from head to toe, and it utilized a 50-50 split in the LEDs, where half of them were in the red light spectrum and the other half were in the near-infrared spectrum. The specific wavelengths that they used were 660 nanometers in that red spectrum and 850 nanometers in the near-infrared spectrum. The total power output from the device was 967 watts, and like I said earlier, the treatment time was 20 minutes. The third and final strategy is exercise, which I know can be a scary word for people with fibromyalgia, but let's substitute the word exercise for movement. In June of 2022, an exhaustive systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized controlled clinical trials was published in one of the most prestigious academic journals in the world, Nature, specifically in their Scientific Reports journal. These researchers looked at every study ever done using exercise as an intervention for people with fibromyalgia. And in the end, they selected the 18 studies that had the highest quality. Now, they looked at everything from yoga to stretching to walking and other forms of aerobic exercise, and of course, resistance training. And what these researchers found after looking at nearly 1,200 subjects was that aerobic exercise and resistance exercise are both effective for reducing pain perception and improving quality of life, and specifically that aerobic exercise was associated with reduced symptoms of depression. A similar meta-analysis was published back in 2017 in the journal Biomedical Research International. These researchers performed a systematic review of 14 randomized controlled clinical trials that used various types of exercise as an intervention for people with fibromyalgia syndrome. The conclusion from that paper was that aerobic and muscle strengthening exercises are the most effective way of reducing pain and improving global well-being in people with fibromyalgia, and that stretching and aerobic exercises increase health-related quality of life. In addition, combined exercise using stretching, aerobic exercise, and strengthening exercises produces the biggest beneficial effect on symptoms of depression. Living with fibromyalgia is incredibly difficult, and in my experience, some of the things that weigh on these people the most are deep-seated feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. Feelings that no matter what you do, you're unable to influence your situation and that things are not going to get better in the future. And that's the reason I wanted to share this new research with you, to show you that there are some things you can be doing that have demonstrated the ability to reduce pain levels and decrease fear of moving and increase your ability to perform physical activity, help you to sleep better at night, and improve your quality of life. And most of those things are pretty easy to do, and they don't take much time at all. And the neat thing about these three strategies is that they all function as standalone strategies, and you can easily layer them with one another. So what I recommend doing is incorporating whichever one of these seems the easiest for you to do. Start with just that one and commit yourself to it for 4 weeks. Once you see that your efforts are bearing fruit, you're having less pain, you're able to do a little bit more, you're getting better sleep at night, consider adding a second strategy. Now, if you look in the description down below, you'll find links for that full spectrum energy light that we talked about earlier, as well as my favorite red and near infrared combo light therapy device. I want to thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this video was helpful for you. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button before you head out of here, and I'll see you next time.